Hey ladies, welcome to our week 6 call. I am so excited. We are almost done with this round, which makes me sad, but I'm also really excited because y'all all got to experience this program and hopefully you love it. And we're going to talk about several things this evening, some of them being continuing on, adjusting our macros. Like I said before, it's not if but when you're going to have to adjust them if you continue on with the Fast Away lifestyle. So, the first thing is a lot of y'all have had a lot of great non-scale victories. I have been talking with some of you and like out of the Facebook group, and y'all shared some with me. So in the comments of this video, please share those with the rest of the group so that we can all celebrate with you, because if y'all, a lot of y'all have really big ones and it may not seem that big, but they are. And so share them with us down here so we can all see them and be excited with you, because it's a big deal. All right, so we're going to talk about, like I said, a bunch of different things, and many of you are already seeing great results, even though we're 6 weeks in, and it usually takes 6 to 8 weeks for you to notice changes in you, and like 12 weeks for other people to notice. And I know that some of you have already said that like some people have noticed, which is awesome, because usually it takes a little bit longer. And so I know I've mentioned before, if you are having good success and you are talking about the Faster Way and you have people that want to do the program, sign up to be an affiliate and get $50 every time someone signs up for me as their coach through your link. So I would love to thank you in that way, and I would love to coach them and support them on as well. So I did just start another round with another coach this past Monday. And so this is prep week, and then we're going to start on Monday. So if they want to follow along, if they want to talk to me on social media, or if they want to follow on social media or just kind of talk to me and figure out if this is going to be for them, or they have questions, or they just want to kind of follow along and see the lifestyle for a little while, let them do that. I love that. And sorry if you hear my dog, he is laying down here beside me. So let your friends know and sign up to be an affiliate so that you can get some money for referring people. Let's see. So if you do want to continue on, the next step is going to be the VIP round, which is the round that I'm in. I know I've briefly talked about it in some other videos, and I love the VIP round. So I know I've mentioned that there's several specialists in the group, like hormone specialists, there are nutritionalists in the group, fitness specialists, but some of my favorite things are them and reading all the comments that people ask, and then they get answers from them. The girl that I am coaching with this next round, she actually asked, she was training for a half marathon and was having some questions and some things were out of whack. And so she's like, I need recommendations for, whatever was going on with her. And she tagged them in there and they got right back to her and like helped her figure it out. And so I love that. I think that's awesome. And then the live workouts. And so now they're incorporating, I know I talked about before, just like a bunch of different kinds of workout. And I love that. And the whole live aspect of it's just really cool. The communities that's in there. And I'll also have you in a smaller like VIP group with just like us again and whoever else joins in the future, so that we can have just a little bit smaller group. She'll still share recipes and all that kind of good stuff. So VIP will be your next step, and you have until the end of May to register and lock in that discounted rate of $79. It is a monthly thing instead of like every 6 or 7 weeks. So every single month it'll renew, and you don't even have to think about it, and you're in there and you get access to the portal, which also has a lot of really good material in there as well, the workouts and just kind of some other things. So if you have questions about that any further, let me know. But that's going to be a little bit more establishing this as a lifestyle. So right now, like when I did my first round, I was really strict at sticking to my macros. And some people in VIP now kind of just get it, or they do like 1 week out of the month and they log their macros and just see how used to it they are. Because some people get used to, if they eat the same things, or they know about what's in their portion sizes, or about what's in like the carb count and all that kind of stuff. I'm still pretty diligent. I still log my macros every single day, just because I like that. I like to see where I'm at, and I've gotten lately where I'm not eating enough until the end of the night. So I'm trying to get back better at that. I personally track mine, but if you can get used to it and you learn it enough, that's something. And so there's just other ways to establish that as a lifestyle, and you'll learn that in VIP. All right, so so they do live calls as well. Like there was a call the other day about healthy hormones or getting in a workout routine. What were some of those about cholesterol? And so there's just a lot of really good videos in there that are super educational, and I love those as well. So all of that is VIP. So don't forget, if you want to do that, you can do that at any time, and do it by the end of this month. If you're thinking about doing it, you can cancel at any time as well. So we are going to go in. So if you are going to continue on with the Fast Fairy lifestyle, at some point, I know I've said this before, but you're going to have to adjust your macros. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how we are going to do that and when we are going to do that. So I'm going to ask you a few questions first, and once you answer these, that'll help you decide when and if you need to adjust those macros. So, a couple questions to ask yourself. So, if you have kind of hit a plateau and you're not losing fat and you just kind of, your clothes haven't changed, like them fitting at all, then it's probably time to adjust your macros. If it gets to the end of the night and you are starving and you're doing everything correctly, then we're going to need to adjust your macros, because you're not supposed to be hungry, and you are still supposed to be seeing changes in your body composition and in your clothes, like those non-scale victories that we call them. So when you hit that plateau or you're super hungry, then we're going to need to adjust the macros. So the questions that you need to ask yourself first before we adjust that are going to be, one, have my measurements changed, and are my clothes fitting differently? So if it's been 10 days to 2 weeks and your clothes still aren't, like I was kind of talking about, if they haven't, they still fit the exact same, or you're not seeing some changes, then it's time to change your macros. But some things before that are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough good sleep? So most of us need 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. So we want to make sure that we're getting that sleep. So if we're not getting good sleep, that could throw us off, and we probably don't need to change our macros yet. We just need to get better sleep in there, and maybe we'll start to see those changes again. Sleep and rest affect us in a big, big way. So if you're getting good sleep and you still have hit that plateau, then we'll need to change it. But if you haven't been getting good sleep, then you're going to want to make sure that we go back and do that first. Second thing is, or third thing, are you stressed, or are you feeling overtrained? So if you have something going on, maybe it's with your family or if it's work or something, and you're just super stressed and you're not seeing any changes, that could be the reason. So I think stress and sleep, at least for me, kind of go hand in hand. I know that I've had some big projects at work the past couple months, and I can definitely tell a difference, like, because I haven't been sleeping so great and I have been so stressed. And so that's something that you want to focus on. So if you're really stressed and you've kind of hit a plateau, let's figure out the whole stress situation and then see how we feel and if we see any other changes once you get the stress worked out. Are you approaching your period, or are there other hormone imbalances at play? So we all know that it could be like water retention or bloating if we're getting in and we're about to start our period. So if that's the case, we want to hold off on adjusting our macros until after that time and everything else is lined up in place. So that's another thing. And then the last thing is, are you hydrating yourself properly? Are you getting enough water every single day? What do we say? Half of our body weight in ounces of water. And so are we properly hydrating, or are we indulging in foods that are high in sugar, salt, or even alcohol? So alcohol is actually the fourth macronutrient. And so whenever we overindulge in alcohol, our body stops breaking down everything else, and it sees alcohol as like an invader, a toxin, and it goes to breaking down that, and everything else halts. And so it's like the alcohol gets broken down and then everything else after that. So it's going to take longer to get in there and burn that fat, and just kind of throws your body all out of whack. So if we're eating those processed foods that are high in sugar or salt, or indulging in alcohol, we're going to want to get back to our whole food nutrition, see how we feel then. And then after that, if we're at that plateau, then we can change our macro numbers. So how are we going to change them? You're going to think this is crazy, but we're actually going to change, and we are going to slightly increase our macros. So we've been working hard. We have been eating good foods and working out, and we have developed that lean calorie burning muscle, right? So our body needs more fuel to keep up, and so we're going to increase those macros. Hang with me. So I know we've kind of heard in the past that you want to eat less and work out more, and that is not going to benefit us in this. For a while, I think I mentioned this before as well, that'll last you for a little while, and then you're going to start to hurt things in your body. And so we're going to train as minimally as we need to still see our body composition, but fuel our body so it can keep us going day in and day out, along with rest and hydration, and all the other things that we just covered in the questions that we need to ask ourselves. So most of you should adjust up. However, there are some that if you feel like you feel better on low carb days, then we can adjust it differently. So we can talk about that as well. So there's different splits we can do, or there's just like an overall bump up that we can do. So if you were going to bump up, like I said, 5% across the board. So if you right now are at 200 grams of carbs per day, we're going to do 200 times 0.05. And same for our fats and same for our protein. And that we're going to bump it up a little bit and eat a little bit more during the day. If you, like I said, are a little bit carb sensitive, or you feel better on those higher fat, lower carb days, then what you can do is change our split. So right now we are at 50% carbs, 30% fat, and 20% protein. What we're going to do is we're going to change it a little bit, and we're going to go 25% on our proteins. Fats are going to stay the same, and we're going to come down a little bit to 45% on our carbs. So that's going to be up to you, and sometimes it takes a little while to play with it and see what feels best to you. We can also do both. So we can also bump up and then change how we're eating. And so that's just going to be, maybe you try one, you don't like that, you try another one, you try a combination of both of them. And that's just going to be a personal preference. So you're just going to have to see which one you like and which one feels best for you. And reach out to me with any kind of questions. That's why I'm here. We can talk through it and figure out what's going to be best for you. So that is how we're going to change our macros. And what we talked about before is when we decide we need to change our macros. So if we answer all those questions, we're doing everything right, we're eating our whole foods, we're getting our correct macros in every single day, we are resting, we are taking in water, we're not about to start our period, all those things, and we're doing that consistently, and we hit that plateau, then that's when we're going to change. And it's just going to kind of be figuring out, everybody's different, what's going to work for you. Personally, I just bumped up 5% across the board, and that worked for me. But I do know someone, and she had to kind of change like the splits and everything. So like I said, we're going to have to figure out what works for you, and we can totally do that. So we are in week 6. So we're going to need to take our measurements again. So don't forget to take your measurements, your after measurements, your after pictures. I cannot wait to see the inches that are lost and hear some of those non-scale victories. Let me know if you have questions about BIP or macros or any kind of anything you have going on. I am going to leave this group page up for... I don't have any plans of deleting it. So I'll leave this up even, as I continue. Like I have another group with people in it for this round that I'm doing. So if you want to, you can still check back in here. I am still going to post recipes of things that I find, and I'll keep communicating with you guys when I can. And so feel free to ask me any kind of way that I can help. Please let me know. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. But I am going to leave this page up so that you have all the access to all the information that's on it, because your portal access will go away, but all the information that's on this page will still be here, and all the recipes and stuff like that. And like I said, I'll keep posting. So thank you. If y'all have any kind of questions, please let me know. I just want to say again, thank you. Y'all have been awesome. Y'all are doing great, and I can't wait. I know I have at least one of you join the VIP. I hope I have more. And so let me know if you want to join VIP, and I'll make sure that I get you in and get you set up. I'll be setting up my VIP small group this weekend. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend.